Hey guys, welcome to the week 1 Live Into video of the 2018 summer series. We are going to be ending every single week with a video from myself and Ken's, Mac and Ken's. We are the co-founders of Delight, if you didn't already know, and we're so excited just to get to chat with you to kind of end out the week, and we'll be spending our time recapping everything that we learned and that we talked about, and then also talking about ways that we can really live into it. How can we take the things that we learned and the things that God taught us during the week and start applying those to our everyday life? And so we're so excited to start with week 1, talking about Jordan and everything that we learned from her.
Yes, it was such a good week. I love what Jordan has to say and her whole story. She's so cool. And her smile.
Her smile.
Just brings
They didn't
joy.
get to see it because they weren't in the room with
I'm
us.
sure you guys stalked her on Instagram. If you didn't, you should. Anyways, Mac, I wanted to ask you first, what was your biggest takeaway, your favorite part of what Jordan had to say?
Yeah, I think for me, I love what Jordan had to say. I love her whole message, honestly, first off, of just that your brokenness is welcome here. Because I think that's so fitting with everything that we do in Delight, talking about just creating spaces for women to be real and women to be vulnerable and to share their story and just say, like, hey, this is me, and it's messy, it's not perfect, but like, this is what God's teaching me. But I think she talked about how often we have this tendency to just kind of get stuck in our brokenness and to like set up camp in it and like get our mail forwarded there. I think she said something like that, and just kind of get comfortable with our brokenness. And I love this idea that she talked about of creating spaces for people, not just to say, hey, your brokenness is welcome here, but your brokenness is also redeemed here. And just taking people on that journey of saying, first off, yes, like, nothing is too messy here, but also, did you know that like the grace of God covers all of this, and leading people to the feet of Jesus for transformation just to happen, and not just kind of staying in your brokenness. And I thought that was just really powerful, and gave me some, kind of convicted me in maybe ways that I personally have created community spaces where it's been kind of like, woe is me, oh my gosh, you're struggling with that, I'm struggling with that,
and you lay it all out there, and
then you just stay there.
It's so funny these days how like the word vulnerability is kind of like trendy in a way, and
it totally is.
It's just like easy. It's almost become this like easy point of conversation where you can be like, yeah, let's all be vulnerable with each other. But that is sad if we don't make if we don't move past that. Like the redemption should be what's trendy, what we're talking about, are the stories where we came, we shared, and we overcome. Like we should talk about the overcoming, I think, more than we're talking about those like the vulnerable conversations. So I'm excited to see these moments, these things that these women are sharing around their heart, like come to life and be redeemed, and have a little bit more depth to that. So
I think that like just transitions so perfectly into like living into this topic that we talked about all week. Like living into it looks like getting in community with women, getting with people and saying, hey, your brokenness is welcome here. And I think a lot of times the first way you do that is you have to be real and raw and vulnerable. And you have to be the person that's not just being vulnerable so that you can have just a Me Too moment. You're being vulnerable so that you can showcase like God's redemptive story through your own life. And so I think it looks like, you know, in our summer series groups this summer, like being real and being just vulnerable and authentic, but also like getting on our knees in prayer and saying, Lord, help us like in this brokenness, lead us beyond this brokenness, like let your power rest on us this summer. And
that's so true. I know we've talked about this before in Delight, because the word vulnerability is such a word that we use, and we've probably just personally gotten so comfortable with like being vulnerable in small groups, and we talked about it recently of like how it's turned into like fake vulnerability. Like you get in the room and you're like, yeah, and you don't really say what you're struggling with. You might say what like somebody else is weirdly struggling with, or you might not just get to like the rawness of it. And so I hope how they can live into being like actually honest, like raw honest about the things they're going through instead of just the surface of it. So I'm excited for that.
Same. And then I think like one huge part of living into this Your Brokenness is Welcome Here that Jordan talked about is this idea of going to people and meeting them in their brokenness.
Yeah.
It's not just like standing back from afar and being like praying that, oh, come talk to me, or oh, you know, I'll talk to you like when it's convenient for me. I think like in order to say to the world, in order to say to people in your community, your brokenness is welcome here, you have to be inconvenienced a little.
Yeah, let go of your plans. Like,
yeah,
go with her.
Yeah, go like get in the messiness with her and just like be there, stand beside her, show up. I think like we so often just aren't the kind of people that show up, and so I think this summer we can live into this whole message by going to the places that Jesus would go, by like talking to the people that Jesus would have talked to if he was here on earth still, and just going to them and saying your brokenness is welcome here, but it's also redeemed here through a relationship with Jesus. So it was such a good week.
Such a good week. I love it. I'm excited to hear the life and conversations that come out of this.
Yes. Cheers to week 1 of the summer series. Woo!